Right, here we go. Hello, guys. I am back at the end of week 1 of the CPS Bootcamp. And my word, it has been a pretty grueling week, to be honest. Combined with the fact that I've been ill most of the weekend, I have done as much study as I think I could stomach. It's only amounted to about 8 hours of study, something in the realm of 8 to 10 hours, something around that. Which is less than I wanted to do. I was aiming for around 12 to 16. Like I say, I've been ill and motivation's been at kind of a low point. So, because of that, I only got through one singular node, so that's why I'm not kind of reviewing my goals because realistically we weren't anywhere close to them. But I did a pretty in depth dive into Big Blind versus button turn probes. Really illuminating. And amongst doing a bunch of solver work, I did watch Alex Pinero's Aggressive Impress episode on turn probes. Kind of just reinforced what I already had been studying, but it was good to hear, an accomplished player kind of reinforce most of what I was understanding. Although there's some other things I picked up that didn't exactly align with what he was saying, but that's fine. So I have some sort of baseline strategy that seems to be fairly common throughout a lot of the nodes. There's still some nodes I would like to look at, and I may have a little glance over tomorrow before I start playing. Like, once I start playing, I'll completely cut off study, but, before then I'll maybe take a little bit of opportunity to get a bit more in. But yeah, it's really tough. I think that's the biggest feedback I have, is it's really hard to put in that sort of endless study, and I've been craving playing. Like, when I've had seen these studies and I'm like, okay, this now works, I just want to like play and try and implement it. I'm like, oh yes. But it's been tough, but we'll get back into it. I'm raring to go. Really excited for this play week. Like, super excited to play. This is the kind of play plan I've got. So I am planning on taking 3 tables of 25 NL Zoom and making sure every time before I start, just go into my pre-game. I do this anyway, usually when I'm playing, but I'm bad for being disciplined with it, so the discipline needs to start. So, reminding myself what spots I'm looking at. So I guess there's only really one post-flop spot to look at, and all mental game things, staying disciplined, staying focused, and don't worry about results. Which is going to be really hard because I think there's going to be a lot of results going around my head for this sort of stint, but I'll try my best to avoid it. I want to take 5 minutes of meditation before every session and do some post-session logging. I also think I'm probably going to take a Pomodoro approach to this, so 3 hours of play with 55 minutes play, 5 minutes off, 55 minutes play, 5 minutes off, etc. I think I can do that pretty consistently. I think because I'm really motivated for this week, this should be easy enough. If things start going badly, it's going to be a little harder to keep that motivation, but it should be fine. I do have Monday to Wednesday off, which is why I chose this week for the play week, but on the Wednesday I'm at a wedding, so I won't be able to use that day for playing, but that's fine. I was planning on using that for the rest day anyway. So I've kind of said during days I have work or other engagement, I expect to get around 3 hours of play. Might be a bit ambitious, but I think it's possible. I'm pretty lazy, so I'll get around not doing too many other things and deal with that. And then hopefully 6 hour days on the days I am not. I don't have anything else going on. That might be a little bit harder to do. Just because 6 hours of 25 NL 3 table might make me want to jump out of a window, but we'll see. So it'll amount to about 24 to 30 hours of play. It might be a little less, might end up averaging to around 20 hours. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm hoping I can get it up to closer to 30. It'd be great to put in that much volume, but I'm expecting. And I think that should average out to about 600 hands an hour. It might be a little bit less, but I'm assuming we're going to have about 10k minimum hands. And hopefully we can get it up somewhere to around the 15 to 18,000. Be a really good amount of volume to put in. But if I think the play volume's limited a little bit, I will drop to 2 tables and focus more on, quality. But the idea of this challenge was to kind of just play a lot of volume, really just focusing on what you've been learning and, just understand that what you're doing is correct. So we shall see. I mean, it's impossible to get around the fact that I think I'm going to make mistakes and I'm going to be unhappy with the spots, and it's going to end up spiraling if things don't go well, and I'm going to be super happy with myself if things do go well. But I have to remember the whole point of this challenge is to forget the results and just think about quality of play. So I will be trying my best to focus on all that. Whether or not it happens remains to be seen. But I'm super excited. Should be really good. I will say the study weeks maybe put me off taking this exact approach again. I think there's a lot of merit in the way the study was approached, but I think for someone doing it part time as a hobby, it's quite difficult to take a week for just studying stuff. Like, I have no ambitions to go pro. I have ambitions to climb stakes and keep it as a part time, but um, I want to enjoy my hobbies as well, and I think I need to balance study and play to do that. And I think this, whilst it's a really good exercise, and I think probably something essential for pros to do, um, or aspiring pros to do anyway, I don't think it's as essential for someone doing it part time. So, a good exercise, and I might see when I come out of the play and come out of the review that it is actually a lot more beneficial than I thought it would be. But after just a study week, feels like something I wouldn't really look forward to doing again. I find it really hard to kind of approach the study in a dedicated way. Whereas if I'm mixing in both, it's a lot easier to do more study. But I wouldn't have had the same volume, so it's easier to say. But anyway, that's it for me. Thanks. I don't know if anyone's keeping up, but it's good for me to track where I'm at. Just give a little update. And I'm going to be recording all of my played sessions. That's the plan anyway, so that I can upload everything once the weeks are over, the play week's over, and hone in on some of those keynotes. Yeah, that's it for me. Thanks, guys. Bye bye.